What's up, everybody? It is JDog6156, also known as Politics with JDog6156. Happy 2023 New Year to everybody. This will be my first video of 2023. So, anyway, let's get on forward with this. Like I said in the previous video, I planned on doing an election prediction between Donald Trump, Joe Biden, and Ron DeSantis. Uh, Donald Trump has threatened to run third party if he loses the nomination in 2024. Ron DeSantis he hasn't announced that he's running, but he might float the idea of running. He is considered a highly contender to run. It all depends on what happens during 2023 leading up to 2024. But anyway, let's get on with this election prediction. We're going to start with the incumbent president, then Ron DeSantis, then Donald Trump. So first, Joe Biden. The safe states for him, the safe states for Joe Biden would be California, Oregon, Washington, Colorado, New Mexico, Hawaii, Minnesota, Illinois, Virginia, Washington, D.C., let me zoom in here, Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont, and this might come as a surprise, but also New Hampshire. New Hampshire would be safe for Joe Biden in this election prediction, along with Maine's first congressional district and Maine at large. And New York. I forgot to include New York. Okay, moving on. Is there any other safe states? Okay. This one will also be safe. Nebraska's second congressional district. Given the vote split that will happen between DeSantis and Biden, I believe Biden won like 7%. He won by 7 in Nebraska's congressional district. Basically, roughly the same as New Hampshire. So if New Hampshire goes safe in this one, then Nebraska's second will go safe in this one too. So next we have the safe states for Ron DeSantis, and y'all, there isn't any safe states for him in this one. However, Donald Trump will be given safe states. One of the safe states for him will be West Virginia. Well, I mean, Trump, he could break 15%, but if anything, West Virginia will be on the verge of being likely. Like, maybe I could see it being likely, but nah, he might be able to make it safe. Trump is still relatively way popular in the state, so he might be able to edge out a very good victory in there. I think that's it for safe states. So next we'll move into the likely states. Likely states for Joe Biden would be Nevada and Arizona, especially since most of like the McCain voters in Arizona, they would most likely jump towards Biden because many of them, I mean, they would prefer DeSantis over Trump if they were fighting for the Republican nominee. But since both are Republicans, but they're running on two different parties, then that will cause a divide, and from there it will just shut it down. So yeah, I see both of them going likely. Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Actually, I will consider Wisconsin something. Nah, Wisconsin's also going to be safe due to vote splitting. And there we already have it. Joe Biden wins by 287. Maine's second congressional district will also be likely. Let's see where else. Nebraska's at large. I kind of see that as being first, let's do Nebraska's third. Nebraska's third would be likely Trump. This is basically these plain states are basically Trump country. Like they like Trump, they'll vote for Trump. So it doesn't really matter either way which way many of these states go. South Dakota would be lean for Trump. North Dakota would be likely. Wyoming would be Wyoming would be likely, yeah. Idaho would be actually, I would consider Idaho to be likely because lean for DeSantis. Because if you was to look at Trump's margin in Idaho in both elections, sure, he only lost by like a smidget, However, he wasn't really able to make any gains except for like the eastern part of Idaho, where many of like the people who voted against Trump, the libertarians, the Mormons, voted against Trump. And I feel like the Mormons, they wouldn't vote for Trump in this one. They would most likely choose DeSantis. And Utah would vote for DeSantis by a likely margin as well. So now we head into the states that I view as being for Biden, because many of these states, they voted for Biden by 40. Basically, any state that broke for Biden by 40 is going lean for Biden. Because if you was to take the vote splitting into account, like if you was to look at these areas where Trump did, he won 56, 55, 54. Basically, he didn't, in some of these states, he didn't break 57. If Trump would have broke 57 in, let's say, Montana or Kansas, then he would have had, well, in this scenario, he wouldn't necessarily have a chance of winning it, but let's say he was a Republican nominee in 2024, he would have a chance of keeping these states from going Democratic. However, that does not happen. Alaska, Montana, Iowa, Ohio, Missouri, and Indiana all go blue. Along with North Carolina being likely, Georgia will also be likely. I forgot to include those. South Carolina will also be lean. Florida will go for DeSantis by a lean margin. Relatively the same as Trump won it, mostly because DeSantis is from Florida. Next we have Kentucky. Kentucky will vote for Trump by a lean margin. Tennessee will also vote for Trump by a lean margin. Alabama would vote for Trump by a tilt margin. Mississippi, most people would consider Mississippi to possibly be blue, but I think most of the independents might shift over to Ron DeSantis, so I'd say that Mississippi will remain like a tilt red. However, Arkansas and Oklahoma, they will go likely to Trump. Louisiana would go tilt to Donald Trump. Kansas will go lean because Biden, he was able to break 41% in the state. Basically, if you, like I said before, if you break 40 in any of these states, then Biden will win due to vote splitting. And finally, we have Texas. Texas, I say, will go lean. Most people would put it likely, but I think most of the Rio Grande voters might still head Republican, while the suburb areas of the middle part of the state will start to sprout for Biden. So it might equally take some and take some. It will equally take some in and equally take some out. Finally, we have Nebraska's at large. Nebraska's first congressional district could vote tilt Democratic at very least. And finally, you have Nebraska's at large. Nebraska's at large would be tilt Trump due to Trump winning relatively good in the plain area of Nebraska. But here's the final map. We have Joe Biden winning 427 to Donald Trump 65 to Ron DeSantis 46. Now, the question I plan on asking y'all is, do y'all think this will actually happen? Do y'all think Trump will run third party? Let me know in the comments below. But anyway, this is Politics with JDog6156 signing out.